Thank you very much for everyone who's showing up here. I know it's a tight Sunday. We have back-to-back meetings, and obviously, you guys have your personal commitments as well. So, I'm doing this session after a break of I think 3 weeks. Eid was there, Ramadan was there. I wanted to have it actually every week. I have many new customers, and some of them there's too much material. Although I have tried to make the software very easy to use, but it's basically easy for the one who designed it, but not for every user. So I want to be very focused in my today's presentation. And just a lot of people do not have time and they just want to be very focused. Okay, how can I get this thing to buy some good stocks? Most of them are Muslims, so they are focused on the halal stocks. Most of them just want very quick win. It's hard to meet everyone's expectations, but especially during these current challenging environments, which are really challenging. And I have to stop many of my colleagues and customers and friends not to go too far and not to go too aggressive in this environment, especially when the things are changing every day. What you think is a long term may turn out to be a loser, and what you think is a good swing trade may turn out to be a big loser just after 2 or 3 days. So when the market volatility is so high, the VIX is so high, it's better to be very prudent and very much cautious in your approach. Anyway, so today we're talking about using the advanced stocks and software to pick high potential stocks. And just a disclaimer that the material presented here is for education and learning purposes only and should not be taken as purchase or sell recommendations. Trading, investing in stocks and derivatives, especially futures and options, is risky and could result in a substantial loss of invested capital. I'm not a registered financial advisor with FINRA or SEC, and for any financial advice, please consult to a registered financial advisor. And what really it means that if you have a personal portfolio, you want my personal advice that hey, I have these many of Apple stocks or these many of IBM stocks, and I want to sell at this price, or how much should I sell? That I cannot advise you legally because I can give an overall my point of view, my perceptions and ideas, uh, but I cannot tell you and go into the details of your portfolio and tell you that hey, this is what you need to buy at this price, and this you don't need to buy at this price. So just keep that in mind. So today's agenda, as I said, I will try to be very focused on just using the advanced features of the stocks analysis software to pick high potential stocks. And I've been working on the day trading indicator for TradingView. It has been finalized, almost ready, but I'm still testing it and making some uh, training materials on that. So it will be ready hopefully within maybe by the 15th of April. And let's see, maybe it's going to be launched very soon. I will touch upon that if we are left with some time. So how to look for the high potential stocks? And people who have subscribed or seen my software, so there are so many pages here and so much, sometimes it's overwhelming and people do not have time. So where should we start? That's obviously the first question which comes into the mind. If you haven't seen the software, when you launch the software, you come to this home screen. This is the web-based software, not the Excel version. And the main page to analyze any a stock or ETF is stocks analysis, which has a database of more than 5,700 stocks. And every day it takes the data and runs several scanners and backtesting modules to update its backend data. But back to my question. The question was, where should we start? And I think the best place to start is our weekly commentary page. Now, it used to be free for everyone till the end of last year, but this year, starting 1st of Jan, it's a part of the package. And if you just want to subscribe to the weekly commentary only, it's $9.99 a month. But I think it's worth it. What it does when you go to the weekly commentary, it gives you an executive summary at the top, what is happening. So this is very latest, April 2nd, ending on Thursday. And then each day it will highlight important economic events and important earning this week as well. And for each day, it will highlight and make the color green of that particular day. So you can immediately go and see, okay, today is April, for example, April 8th. So this is what is going to happen. Today is April 9th. Okay, GDP is going to be announced. Initial jobless claim, that's just something that moves markets early in the morning. And these are the key earnings. For example, Delta Airlines is going to announce its earning April 8th. Not much is left because most of the companies have already announced their earnings for the current last quarter. And then you can go and download the PDF, the complete commentary if you want to see. And for people who are short or tight on time, I have a bullet point summary as well. When you press this, for each stock which is in our other portfolio, or we have given some buy signals or some sell signal or reduce the position, whatever, it in one bullet point, it try to summarize it. So for example, new picks our watch list during the week. We pick this five, and we will probably analyze this 5 billion in details, highlighted as a specialty value retailer showing continued strength through the set of details in the write-up are cut off. Though the setup details, I have to see what is wrong with this. This wording is AI generated, so it has the whole entire weekly commentary is written by me, but this summary is made by AI. So, for example, medium and short-term picks. Marvel, we made a last week we gave a signal for Marvel and AGX, and I will show you the performance of those. Now, if you go to the investment ideas page, in investment ideas, before that, let me show you one thing. I'm sorry. And this I think is worthwhile to take a look. Okay, so it's a recap of our weekly commentary published last week on March 27th. And some of the picks were made and highlighted during the week through our social media channel like WhatsApp group and Facebook and Threads pages. So this was a bullet point summary for each stock which was picked and discussed during that weekly commentary dated March 27. And it is available on our website. If you go here, right here on the weekly commentary, close this bullet point summary. This is right here in archive, March 27. So you can go to the past and download the previous or the past weekly commentary. So this was taken right from this particular weekly commentary. For example, during the week, some of them were made during the week. We made some calls about NVIDIA, for example. We said this sign up a rally. And since last 5 days, it was up 3.59%. We also mentioned about Amazon that its entry was 208.27 with also a stop loss given. And the result was around 1% up in last 5 days. We also gave a signal about Apple, which said it's a good price. It's a very short form, summarized recommendation here. And the stop loss below 243, it was over 1.2. But take a look at Marvel. I mentioned Marvel. We mentioned that it was in a buy zone at 94.2, and last 5 days it was 9.65% up. Also, we mentioned SanDisk, SNDK, that is approaching its 50-day EMA, and that's a possible aggressive entry. But by aggressive means that you have to be willing to take extra chance, extra uh, risk, and it because it's volatile, its trading range is quite large. And you see, it was last 5 days, it was up 16.32%. This is just last 4 days of, guys, 5 days of performance. AGX, double bottom base with new TR buy signal. TR is our, for those who don't know, is our own proprietary trend recognition indicator, and it gives a signal. And we said, we analyzed the stock and we said that this is a time to go for AGX. And this was 40% up in last 5 days. And this was all happening during these volatile days where the market has been challenging. VIX is so high. MPLX, we have been holding this position for last 1 year in our weekly commentary since last April. And we say the long-term trend intact, but there is a pullback likely to 55 to 56.5. And this pullback occurred to 55 on Thursday. You can check its price action on Thursday. MU, we say this further downside is expected, so better for day trading rather than long-term positions. But MU was up for 3%. It's also quite volatile. Mark, we say that it's also outperforming and it's setting up one of the strongest entry. It was pulled back to 21-day EMA line and it was up for 1.63%. On the other hand, our recent winners were in oil sector, VLO, ExxonMobil, and Chevron. But for all of them, we say that take some profits, partial profit at current levels, re-enter on pullback to rising 20-day. This is exactly what the stock did. It pulled back and found support at 20-day EMA. In fact, all of them were in negative last week. And this is what we analyzed and said in our weekly commentary, previous weekly commentary, that it is time to take some profit. They have risen too fast, too much, and a profit taking might initiate. But it will be a good idea to buy them at these pullbacks to these EMA. Similarly, ExxonMobil, it pulled back as we mentioned and found support at 20-day EMA. Chevron, we mentioned trim positions, take some profit near resistance and let the rest run. And Chevron was down for 4.24% and pulled back below 200. So not everything was hunky-dory. So some of them in our positions and our list, we said that it's time, maybe time, aggressive, and go for it. Sometimes we said, no, it's time to take profit. And some we said that just avoid, close the positions. This has also happened. Gold, for example, we said that it's attempting to stabilize and a new entry is possible, but riskier. So expect sideways consolidation. And gold did exactly the same. It did not go down, although it went down 20% in the previous week, 3.5%. FTI was one of the winners of for us, maybe I think 80 or 90% gain in our positions during last 5 or 6 months. It gained 9% last week, but we said no new entries. Take profits and let the rest run, and this is exactly what it did. It just was flat at 0.24% loss. So this is, I think, the value of the weekly commentary, because these are all the stocks which are handpicked by me and which goes through not only the stock analysis software, but I deploy several other techniques as well based on my past experience, based on the other what other analysts are saying, and then I come up with this list. So this, I think, it is a very good point to start with every week, and you can always find something that okay, this is in the buy zone, this is a stop loss, this is, and then you can further analyze using the software or maybe using your you take your own initiative to start the one second, have I started the recording? Let me say, yeah, I have started the recording. And then you can take a new positions. So this is where the value of the weekly commentary and the weekly picks come into play. But not only this, if you go to the investment ideas, this page every week, it has 5 different ideas list. One of them is our weekly picks. Same 15 stocks which I discussed with you. And those are all always they are updated. Like I discussed, SanDisk, FTI, Gold, Marvel, Apple, Nvidia, they're all here. And I discuss all those in details in our weekly commentary. And every week these get updated during the weekends. But besides this particular weekly picks list, there are other very important and very good lists as well for your consideration. For example, this AI monthly picks list, and this is updated once in a month after every first or second of the month, based on the price of the first trading day of the every month. And this is its latest, which was updated on 2nd of April. Now take a look here. If you just over here, you can select a performance view. So this is showing its performance in 1 week, in 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, and you can see all of them are showing very good performance during last 1 week to 1 year. All of them are green, most of them at least. And if you change the view to this indicator snapshot view, this will replot give you a different view. One question I was asked that about the halal stocks. If you change the quick view or the performance view, the last column will be here on AAOFI, and this shows you whether these are questionable or not questionable. But if you move back to the indicator snapshot, so this is a snapshot view because we have several indicators and trading strategies which we deploy. And can you notice that the AI picks, and what it does that our AI engine take all these indicators and pick the best of the best according to the AI score, which according to this, which is Claude AI, and it picks the best of the best of these stocks. For example, this is our TR daily signal. You see, most of them are either green or buy or strong buy. And this is the same trend recognition signal on the weekly chart. Most of them are also on the buy. What does this up arrow mean? Up arrow means it had just started uh, during the last working day or working period, which in the day on the daily basis is day, on the weekly basis is weekly. There is a question: is there a feature for entry exit points on the investment ideas page? I will go into the details of that. Then there are other strategies. One of the strategies that I like is Ichimoku or TR Ichimoku. And if it is green, that is a very good combination of supporting signal. Its RS strength should be a strong signal as well, which means it has shown relative strength compared to other stocks, a universe of 5,700 stocks, and the S&P 500 stock. And an accumulation distribution, a secondary indicator which I give very high value. And when it says strong accumulation, it means the Wall Street is generally accumulating its shares whenever it is coming down. In other words, the big guys of the Wall Street, the banks, the fund managers, the people like BlackRock, Morgan Stanley, they are accumulating its shares rather than distributing its shares. Then we have some other signal as well. But each of the signal, if you go to the FAQ section, you will have a description of what is the up-down volume. Up-down volume means on up days, its volume is always higher for last 50 days. It means on up days, the volume, for example, this CN, CIEN, its volume on up day is almost double, two times, 1.95. Then the volume which is traded on the down days. So the buyers are very much enthusiastic and optimistic about this particular stocks, and they always push it on a higher volume in general for last 50 days. What is the best strategy? We have 12 strategies which are in the backtesting section. I don't have time today and I don't want to go into that. We have a previous session on the backtesting strategy, and it tells you that the best strategy on this particular stock for last 3 years, based on the available data, has been found this. So, for example, in CN, we have TR strong buy is the best strategy, and it's giving again a signal. WR, PCT, and I don't want to confuse people, but just go through it and then we will come to the summary section. WR is weighted rank, and it is telling us, for example, that CIEN, this particular company, is beating in price section 99% of stock in the universe for last 1 year. And ER means how good is this company is growing its earnings. Is it growing every quarter? And it is growing every quarter for last 3 years? Then it's assigned a score between 1 to 100. And 93 means that this company has been beating on the fundamental side the earning growth rate of 93% of the companies in our database, which is 5,700 stocks. So this particular AI you see most of them are green. You don't even see a single red here, and that tells you that these strong stocks are very good in nature and they're supported. Does not necessarily mean that everyone is a buy, but we will analyze one or two in details. Similarly, we have an earnings stars list, and this is being updated throughout the week, at least 2 times a week. And what it does, every day, several companies announce their earnings. Sometimes there may be hundreds of companies, sometimes there are 50 of the companies. It has the same view, it's indicator snapshot. And what it is telling us that these companies only picks those companies which are beating analyst estimate, which are beating Wall Street estimate both on revenue as well as earnings, top line and bottom line. So, for example, you probably won't find maybe Nvidia or Apple here. Reason being, they were not beating those analyst estimates on both the grounds during the last quarter. Does not mean that they are bad companies, but these companies, if they have good trading signals, they have a higher chance of moving or making a big move. So whenever a stock appears in a strong earning list or earning star list, for example, Corning is here. This is a very good company. Eli Lilly is here. Amgen is here. APLD is here. CNX is here. These are the very famous companies which normally GILD Guild is here. And yes, 74 companies. So 74 companies in this particular last quarter, last earnings season, have beaten analyst estimate or market estimates both on their revenue as well as earning side. MU is here, but MU is a strong sell because it was too extended. But it has, you see the last two, WR and earning, those two columns. So the MU's Micron's performance has beaten 98% of the companies when it comes to the price rise, price action during last 1 year, and 98% of the companies in beating earning estimates as well, growing their earning as well. And that's a significant achievement. What it means that MU, when it come to a good support, will definitely likely to find some support from those value buyers who will be looking at it and who see this company is fundamentally strong and will take a look at that. So this is another place where you have some idea. But I do not want to confuse people because there are so many of ideas and so many of these. But I just want to show that what is available there. So you might want to focus on weekly picks because it has only 15 stock for the time being. And this is an indicator snapshot of weekly list. Like I said, remember that I said the MPLX, it's due for a pullback. It will come down to 55. It came down to 55 during last week. But because it has a strong sell signal on our daily signal, TR daily and weekly as well. But does not mean that we immediately sell it because we have been carrying this position for last 1 year. And on the positive side, MPLX has something around 7.7% of dividend, annual dividend, which is a plus point. And that will be covered in our weekly commentary that why we are keeping this MPLX in our portfolio, in our list of stocks. So if you want to focus on a few companies only, focus on these particular two watch lists or ideas lists, our weekly picks and then the AI monthly picks. Then we have a growth and quantum AI in semiconductor and data center stocks. And out of these, we have very strong criteria. Like these are not by the AI generation. Like we have Marvel here, TSEM, CRUS, and these are very good companies. Look at this, for example, CRUS. It has a strong buy signal here. It has just started a new strong buy signal on our weekly TR chart. It has a best strategy is TR Ichimoku, and it's a green signal here as well. It means that it just started it. So maybe now it's time to analyze CRUS. Let's press CRUS and we jump to our stocks analysis. And if you take a look at the CRUS, you see it's a strong buy. It is within the check mark means within the 5% of our buy point. So there is a question about the entry exit points. And it has a new one of the three best strategies on the weekly time frame was a pullback to EMA 10-week EMA line. And another one is TR Ichimoku combo, which is active. So last signal was on the 5th of February. It is still close to that value. It's 147. It was given at a 140. And its entry was 133.71 on EMA 10 signal. So it came down to this point and then on 13th of March and then rose back. So that was an entry point. If you really want to go and further go into the details of the chart and see where the entry and exit points are, you need to go and evaluate the TR indicator chart. So this was the entry point when it came here, and this was the is previous buy point right here. This is a daily chart. I think the entry point was on the weekly chart. So let's move to the weekly chart, update this. I hope I'm not going very too fast. So this was a buy point, previous buy point. It came here and it has just started its a new strong buy area, and it is within 5% of this last previous buy point. So that is why which was initiated in November. And this is its stop loss, 122.04. Now we are beyond this. Our standard recommendation is never take stop losses more than 8 to 10%. So if it is you're taking an entry right here, 147, your stop loss has to be within 10% of that. At the max, it should be at this, which is this line, which is a 10-week line, or this is a stop loss level. So these red lines, these you should be serving as your stop loss level. If on the TR chart, you are going through and taking this entry through this buy point. So this was the previous buy point. Okay, so I hope that answered that question. Now, issue is there are so many features, and for some people it gets too complicated. Here is a one snapshot on analysis page. It tells you about what is this daily TR indicator, what is weekly. It tells you about, and it is another very important point about the funds. It's going through all the 10K reports of different funds, which they have to file on every quarter to quarter. And then it evaluates that the funds are increasing their ownership in this particular stock over the previous quarter, 6.5% more funds have invested in it. And number of quarters the funds the ownership has been increased is one. But sometimes you will see two, three, or four. So you will see a pattern of mutual funds and the big guys, they are continuously increasing their ownership here. And that's an important point to consider while going long for a long term. Now, this is a weekly, this we saw this on a TR indicator, a weekly chart means it's for long term holding, not for a swing trade. Then we have a complete chart here, and I don't want to go into the details of the chart, but this is the accumulation distribution. It tells you that it is it's not going down, it's going up. And if you, for example, compare this particular stock with its, this is CRUS, and it is in a software group. Look what software group has done against the broader index. It's come down really, really bad. But this particular stock is an exception. It is beating most of its stock within this group, IGB group, and it is also beating overall S&P 500 during last 1 year. And not only S&P 500 has also been beating the tech sector. Sorry, the tech sector itself, which is technology sector, is also better than the S&P 500. So we are in a strong, we are in a weak group. We have to take into account weak group right here. But we are in a strong, targeting a strong stock in a strong group, which is relatively strong compared to the broader market and the tech sector itself. And this is where we see it here that its relative strength trend is strong. Accumulation distribution, that is accumulation by big guys, as I said, and it is shown by this particular chart, Chaikin ID. Had it been at the top right here, that means that this is very strong when it comes to accumulation. But it is right here, not very at the top. That's why it's mild accumulation, but it's not going down. That's a secondary indicator. So all of these things point towards a very strong stock with the new buy signals, and then we can take our chances. So for example, going back to our weekly commentary, and we mentioned AGX last week, and we mentioned Five Below this week. So what did we see on those particular stock that we included AGX? And let's analyze first AGX. Because AGX in last 5 days, I think it increased by 40%. First thing is this, the funds for last 12 quarter, which means last 3 years, they have been increasing their ownership, continuously pumping this up. 12% of big guys are up, moving up and pushing it and buying this share. In other words, accumulating this share. Right now, since it is increased by 40%, so there is no new signal, but it's showing that it has been strong, it has strong relative strength and is strong accumulation distribution. And remember, it was part of our weekly picks. So it's showing green here. So it is telling us that it is already in one of our those key investment ideas list. There were four keys: weekly picks, earning stars, our AI picks, and growth. It is also showing a double bottom pattern. And for last 1 year, it is WRP percentile is 97, means it has beaten 97% of the companies in our database when it comes to the price action. While it has beaten 48% of the companies when it comes to the growth in earning. And 48 is in earning is a very good score. Let me tell you this. So that last week made us a decision that everything is in our favor and we should go for it. And this is what the result was. That AGX increased by 40% in last 5 days. So that's how we pick strong stocks which have high relative strength. Similarly, for example, Marvel, MRVL, we picked and we said that it's a buy zone at 94.2. So what happened to Marvel? Again, let's analyze Marvel using this tool and our TR indicator. Now, this is latest after 1 week. So scenario should have been changed. But this is still appearing. Marvel is still within 5% of its previous buy point, whatever it was, we will see. Still have a accumulation, a strong accumulation, strong relative strength. It was appearing in our weekly pick. It was appearing in earnings start. It was appearing in growth list. It was showing a pattern at double bottom, beating 87% of companies when it comes to price action, 95% of the company when it comes to very, very good earning growth. There's one caveat here, and sometimes we have to take a decision. That April, we made a decision in March, right? Well, March and April historically has been weaker months for Marvel. Right now, there is no backtest strategy, but this scenario led us to believe that when we were at this point here last week, that it's going to rise, and this is exactly what it did, an increase by in last 5 days by 40%, which is a tremendous increase under the current environment, no doubt about that. Not only this, what we can do if you don't need further AI analysis, you go to this AI technical analysis and run a report here and ask AI agent that based on all these things which I'm explaining to you, what exactly is the AI agent says about it. Here the report is ready. AI is 75% confidence. It can never be 100% confidence. The buy zone was 93.25, 97.05. Remember, I said on the weekly commentary, it was right here, Marvel at 94.20. So this is the AI agent says the 93.25 to 97.05 was the buy zone. It means it's above the buy zone because right now it's 107.11. Still, it says that if you want to buy right now, the target should be this. And your risk to reward ratio is this, which with this is stop loss. So this is another way of looking at now we are digging into it. And profit and stop loss target. This is the AI system. Our traditional methodology is that this is the current price. If you want to buy it at this price, you take a look at that, how far away your 20-day or 50-day EMA lines are from the current price, and how far your initial targets of 10 or 15% should be. So if you are buy here, the initial 10% should be 117.82, which is in line with very close to the target 3 of AI agent. And in any case, we do not recommend to go beyond 8 to 10%. One thing to consider right now that it is 21.4% above than the 50-day EMA. Which I mean by that right here, 50-day EMA is 88.19. It is and it is 21% up above that. This right here, this chart. So this is the 50-day line. and we are right here. Tendency normally is that, especially in this volatile environment, the stocks, when they come this too far away from their mean averages, like 20 or 50 day, they have a tendency of giving back some of the gain, like this at this point, and go back to these positions, these mean averages, before finding another jump, another rise. So in although it's still in a strong buy zone, does not mean that it will necessarily come down. It is still being relative strength. But the big guys normally what they do, they start selling it, bring the prices down, create panics in the retail traders like us, and then buy at good prices here. And why do they buy on a focus on these? Because its fundamentals are very strong. Earning is strong. It's being accumulated. Its relative strength is strong. And if you want to go further into details of the fundamentals, here we have C fundamentals section, and it will further uh, dig into the fundamental. You see, its earning growth has been 180% during last 1 year, and that's tremendous earning. All the profitability factors are in green. Gross margin is, look at its gross margin. Whatever it sells, 50% is gross margin. So that's why a company is fundamentally strong. It is increasing its sales by 45%, 44.95%. So all of those things are in favor of big guys who are long term. And that is why we should be long term, and we should find it at a good price. And that's why last week, when we identified this, and what was the key driver? Marvell was benefited by NVIDIA's $2 billion AI networking partnership investment. So NVIDIA invested in this particular company $2 billion, just announced, and then the stock picked up. It was at the mean. But now we say that it's extended. Remember, I just said it's 21% above from the 50-day. And that's why it's better to be bought at a pullback on 50 or 20-day. So this is what the strategy is telling us about Marble. Now, this week, for example, if we go to the bullet point summary again, so we have identified five below ABG, and during the week we identified NVIDIA, Apple, and as I gave you a recap of that, you see most of the things, Alhamdulillah, they were very in line with our analysis and prediction. Does not mean that we don't get it wrong. If you in the stock market are able to be around 55% or 50% or 55% right at any time, then you will be profitable at the end of the road. But you see that in just 1 week, we have been, and I think our analysis was in the right direction most of the time. Even in those like hot stocks, oil stock, we mentioned this is not the right time. Take some profits. It is going to have a pullback, and this is exactly what it did. It created a pullback, and that's the time to buy it again. So for some, like Marvel and the Five Below right now and the AGX, there was a buy signal. They were breaking out. For some, it was a pullback signal, and we have to wait for a good better strategy. Now, issue in the current market environment is that VIX is too high, and we are facing turmoil in political events, Middle East, and so it's again, as I said earlier, it's better to wait for good entries rather than chasing stocks at high. So I hope I'm clear about how to pick stocks. Now, one thing I'm going to add, and this will you see in very few days, 2 3 days, to make it very simple. What we are going to do, we are going to add another view, just like performance view, quick view, and a snapshot view. For any stock on the main page or on your watch list or investment idea, you will have a new view. It will be known as buy or scoring view. And it will simply give you with an overall analysis of this is what the recommended action is. Buy, hold, wide, hold. And then it will give you a conviction score. 6.1 out of 10, 7.1. By the way, 6 or 7 is extremely high. It's a very good score. And what it means that considering all these parameters, just like the AI thing did for us, considering all these these things, the indicator snapshots and funds change and quarters and earning. So it assigns a weightage to each one of this particular selecting point. And then based on uh, that weight, it will calculate a conviction score for that particular stock, for each stock, with a machine language confidence score. Machine language confidence score means our AI system on the TR page, if you haven't not noticed it, it takes into previous approximately 6.7 million trades of all the stocks in the universe and come out with a good confidence score if we go for buy action, then how much is the machine language or AI model is confident that it will appear or it will result in a 5 to 10% increase from this particular price level. So the current price level will be this. This is going to be the buy zone. This is going to be the stop loss. This is going to be the first target, second target. How much upside we see in reality, not just because of this target, but we see that okay, ideally how much this can move upwards beside after expecting a before expecting a pullback, and distance from the buy point if there was a buy point identified. And from where the buy point was identified? From our TR indicator. For each stock, we have a buy point identified, just like here. So what is this conviction score will give? It tell you, okay, previous buy point, for example, was this, and it is this much up or down from the previous buy point. So instead of giving too many things, our customer actually, the feedback I receive, they want a very simple approach, a simplistic kind of a screen where they have a list of stocks. They want a list of high conviction stocks based on all the price. For example, Nvidia it still says hold, but my own judgment, like someone said, the human judgment should always prevail. This is going to be by AI and the formula, but my own judgment is okay, fine. Nvidia is hold because it has been showing a sideways action for last 10 months, but long term it's still a buy. Tesla, avoid. Microsoft, avoid. But these stock like CRUS, we remember we evaluated CRUS and we evaluated AGX. They have very high conviction scores, and that is why those are right here. So I would say within a matter of a couple of days or 3 or 4 days, I'm just analyzing and assigning different weights to different parameters, and you will see this kind of a very targeted and focused custom view. So you can look into it, and then, for example, you want to analyze CRUS further or ETR further, then you can go directly here to our app and analyze it using these tools details, because not every customer have time or the background or the expertise to understand the methodology and the system behind this entire analysis. This could be for advanced users. I hope that you will like this feature, which is going to come up very soon. If there are no more questions on this thing, then we can move to our next topic, which is coming up, the day trading indicator.
Everybody, this chart is updated because I see the pricing for some of the tickers like outdated.
Say again, this chart,
Yeah,
the pricing, they are outdated or updated?
outdated like Nvidia for 85 price, like,
I'm
and
sorry.
Tesla
It was
240
just it was just a sample. That is,
sample. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah.
it's just a sample.
Okay, got it, got it.
Yeah, yeah. It is not updated. It's just a sample. It is how it's going to look like, this
Oh,
particular view.
okay, got it, got it. Yeah,
And
thanks.
I hope you people will like it. I'm not going to make a claim that it's going to be 100% perfect. But what actually it's doing, going back to the app,
Mm-hmm.
you see our AI agent is already doing this for you right here, AI technical analysis. Now, AI might be giving it different weightage to different points, like might be high weightage to daily indicator of TR, low weight to weekly, high weight to this. But I will give weight based on my own experience. Okay? And that's how you might see a bit of difference from the AI analysis, but this is going to be my own system. And It will give you the AI confidence score right here, which is ML confidence score, which is machine language confidence score. Okay.
Okay.
Hopefully, this will eliminate a lot of confusion, which I think I have been receiving feedback from people that this is very, the software is good, has too many things, but it's overwhelming, and it's too many things to understand, and they want a very focus and very quick. We don't have time. We want to, these are the list of stock, and we want a buy list. But unfortunately, stock market is not that simple. What is a buy here today can be a hold tomorrow, could be in a void, like Microsoft. In reality, Microsoft is a very good company and it could be at a very good support. But we have to really understand that what is happening with Microsoft and the overall software industry. But technically, it is an avoid signal right now. Okay. Any other question? Or was I too fast?
No, the pace is fine. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. You have buy, hold, and avoid. Assume avoid is also meaning sell. Good question, Elvin. What it means that either sell, but does not necessarily mean sell. For example, I'm a long-term holder of Microsoft stock myself. And even though it's come down 30-40%, I have conviction that Microsoft is at a good price. So I will carry it. It depends upon my risk appetite, how much risk I can take, percent to percent. But what it means that avoid new entries at this particular point of time because it has a low conviction score based on its price action. Let's take a look at the Microsoft.
So avoid mean that means it has more potential to go further down.
It could be avoid long position
Hmm.
because my strategy generally the TR indicator itself is revolving around TR indicator. It's a breakout strategy. It's not a pullback strategy. It measures strength, trend recognition. So it will only give you this like Microsoft. Okay, it only gives you green signal here when it detects a bullish trend. Unfortunately, Microsoft right now is not in a bullish trend. You see, most are reds here. It's a neutral when it comes to TR indicator daily and a strong sell in weekly. Its relative strength is weak and is also under heavy distribution. What does it mean? It is what it means. So it could be fine. It could find a support. Nobody knows what is going to happen tomorrow. But technically, Wall Street has been selling its stocks. Now, the TR indicator itself, if you have observed that, it's a breakout strategy. It will give you a signal when something like this happens. It comes out of a base and it breaks out. Then it will turn green. And this conviction score gives more weight to our TR indicator, which is our proprietary indicator, to measure its strength. It gives more weightage to the TR indicator on daily, weekly, relative strength, this WRPCT, and earning ratings. And if it appears in one of these lists. And secondary, it also gives some weightage to the accumulation distribution. Sometimes the accumulation distribution could be misleading. Sometimes the big guys can also heavily distribute a stock just because the market is selling it and they don't want to protect their capital as well, just like us. So this is a secondary indicator. If this is green and this is also green, it's supporting it. But we should not just merely make our decision based on the accumulation distribution indicator. So this conviction store, what I was saying, will be on a scale of 1 to 10. It will give weight and it will normalize the weightage based on a score of 1 to 10. Okay. So if that's about any more question on the existing platform or today's presentation, I just wanted to be very focused on how to pick the stocks. And I hope I am clear on that because otherwise there are so many other things on the platform like this back testing, pattern testing, seasonality, and this stock screener. I can have hours of sessions on a screener and back testing. I will have next week. I probably will have one session on stock screener, which is also a good way of finding good stocks. So the
Okay,
key, go
a
ahead.
couple of questions here.
Sure.
So, so far this looks really promising. I'm just wondering if we want to identify what's the trading philosophy that your agent or your tool is using. Um, do you have anything in mind, like maybe like can I say like it's mean reversion, momentum-based strategy, or canceling strategy, or just chart
Yeah, yeah.
pattern?
Okay. If you go to our FAQ section, it describes the different trading strategies, including our TR indicator. What is TR indicator? What it does? What are different strategies? How it identifies trends, and how it updates itself. Okay. And if you go to the other strategies, you can check other strategies. Then what are the other strategies which are back tested? For example, we have this stock scanner. In a stock scanner, we have preset strategies on momentum. And if you go to that particular stock scanner, let me show you very. So these are the preset scanner on the pullback, like a stock makes a pullback to 21-day EMA, 50-day EMA. Breakout candidates more likely align with our TR indicator. Momentum plus value, dividend growth, oversold, strong in price action, top backtest signals. So there are many things here. What you need to do, you need to go into the FAQ section, or your name is Majid, right? Majid Affan?
Yep. Yep.
You drop me your, if you're not on my WhatsApp group, you drop me your email, and I will send you a YouTube link, a link of my channel. In one of my previous sessions, I think there are recordings available on the methodology and the system behind the TR indicator, how it works, and what exactly, how does it detect the bullish trend. Okay?
Got it.
You can
And
drop it in
one,
the chat here as well, your
sure.
contact. Sometimes I lose the contact numbers, and it's hard for me to get back to the people.
Understood. Like I will drop a message. And the second question is, let's say, I mean, of course, different markets behave differently, and no matter how good the tool is, of course, like it's part of the trading that there will be sometimes there will be profits, sometimes there will be losses. So, do you have any metrics? Let's say if your trading tool was an actual trader and it was implementing all these things, all these recommendations. Do you have any metrics like what the win rate look like? What's the average profit or average loss, or what's the max drawdown, or any other metrics like
Yeah.
sharp rate or anything?
Yes. For each strategy, if you go to our backtesting section, it has a guideline on how to use these strategies. And it has these profit rate is right here, profit factor, total profit, win rate. And for example, these are the 12 strategies in our uh, arsenal, and TR is one of them right here. Golden Cross and this. And what it does for any stock, on a daily or weekly time frame, it will give you the best of the best strategies. For example, let's select Google, and last 5 years, run the back test. So it will, from its database, it will go through all these 12 strategies, and this is what probably you are asking. It will show you on different time frames. These trades was taken during the last 5 years on Google. This particular strategy has a win rate of this, average gain of this, average loss of this, total profit loss of this, and this is the total profit factor. So what is the best strategy? Best strategies are right here, golden cross. So whenever a golden cross occurs in for Google, 100% of time golden cross was a winner. Only 3 strategies. It is a long-term strategy. Golden cross. What is a golden cross? You want to know that? Go here. This is what it is telling you on the date, exit price, how much return was observed. And golden cross in this particular case is a crossover of 50-day and 100-day EMA. Sorry, 200-day EMA. So this is probably what you're looking for. Each strategy to give you average gain, win rate, and it is going into back in the history, and then come up with the best of the best strategy. Okay? And you
Got
can
it.
do it not only on daily, but also on weekly as well. The weekly could have entirely different. It depends upon your horizon. Are you long term or short term? So the weekly, the scenario is different. The best strategy is Ichimoku and EMA 5. Now on our stock analysis page, again you go to Google and put Google here. In this section right here, this is summarizing you that for Google, these are the best strategies. 3 on the daily time frame. And if any one of these strategies has given a new signal, it will be shown right here. So you know, okay, Google, our best strategy is this, EMA 10, EMA 30, EMA 50, or Golden Cross in case of daily. Remember, Golden Cross was the best. And its profit factor was 31.27. And it has given us a signal of new signal right here. So that's definitely a time to go for the Google, or definitely a time to seriously consider an entry in the Google. That's how it works. So this analysis page gives you the top 3 best strategies from the 12 which are available in our uh, arsenal.
So what does daily versus weekly here? Like it's basically an entry point, right? Recommendation for entry point.
No. It means that it plots these charts or our TR indicator chart on daily time frame and weekly time frame. And each bar is plotted after 1 day or 1 week, depending upon the time frame. Because weekly is normally for the very long-term holders. If you are a long-term holder, you don't bother about maybe 6 months or 1 month or 3 years. Oh, sorry, 6 months, 1 year or 3 year, then you should go for a weekly. But if you are a kind of a short-term trader, you look for just 2, 3 months, 4, 5 months, 6 months gain, then you should go for daily time frame. Within
Oh, okay. Right. Like for the basic swing traders is daily, for long term, weekly.
yes, but I have swing traders who just want to have swing trades for 2 or 3 days, 4 days.
Right.
But that 2 or 3 or 1 or 2 days, this particular thing is not very, I would say, useful. For that, we give them swing trading signals on our WhatsApp channel. Almost every week we give 2, 3 swing trading signal and very short term gains, maybe 5, 10% gain, and then just get out, make some gain, and close the position. These are mostly for some investors, some traders who are looking for a few months at least. Should be willing to wait for some few weeks, a few months at least. Okay.
Uh, is your model like predicting the next day? So I'm assuming like it's running daily and trying to generate the signal. So is it predicting the next day or is it reacting to whatever data points we already collected?
Mostly it is analyzing the previous data points, but what it is doing, the TR indicator is this TR indicator, our Friday. It has a momentum factor built in it. And momentum is checking how much momentum we have and how much in the past, the same kind of momentum at the same scenario, how much it resulted. Based on that, for example, when the green zone appears, it predicts that the green zone will continue to carry forward for at least foreseeable future. Otherwise, this strong green zone does not appear. It could be wrong at the time. Like green zone appears here, but it finished here. At one point of time, the green zone will eventually convert when the selling will start, like these days. The Google is in the selling these days. But see, this is a support zone. In this case, this is a weekly or daily? Daily. So it's a 50-day line, a 200-day line, and Google just made a U-turn at 200. It found support here. So it works both ways. Our TR indicator has as I said, momentum, which looks forward, but mostly it analyzes the pattern on the current and past price section. The back testing for the past, as far as the back testing is concerned, is done in the past from the available past data. Okay.
Got it. Thank you. And one last question. Are these recommendations only for long positions or do you guys also cover short positions?
Majid, we
Yeah.
do not go into the shorting. There are a couple of
Okay.
things. Number one, long-term market is going for is in a we are in a secular bull market, not a bear market. It has always been like that. So even if you experience these kind of pullback cycles like the one we have, correction or something, it's very short-lived. And I don't know people really, unless you are a day trader. The day trader which I'm coming, that works for short-term trading as well. But that day trade has to be closed within the same day, today only, if you start the. So the short-term positions, On a long-term horizon, sorry, short positions on a long-term horizon, no. Long-term horizon, only long positions. Okay? So that's why we had this avoid. Otherwise, for example, to give you an example, if we, for example, let's pick a weak stock and plot a TR indicator chart. Weak stock, Microsoft maybe. Although Microsoft, I hate to say Microsoft is a weak stock, but anyway, which is under distribution, which is being sold. Okay. So this was the buy point, it failed, a strong sell zone occurs. Now the short positions works in reverse order right here. Whenever it comes up, touch this lines, give a, you see, and you are in this zone, it's a short call. So if you want to go short, you can use it for short as well. But we don't recommend shorting, especially a stock like Microsoft. You can short a very weak stock if you want. Give me an example of a weak stock, Adobe or maybe Snap. Here is a Snap, right? When this situation occurs and this red zone starts occurring, whenever it comes close to this and start coming down, that's a short position to enter right here. And where should be a stop loss? Right here. Okay? But we don't recommend shorting at all. Anyway, thanks for the question. You have buy, hold, and okay, I have provided answer to that. Now coming to the our upcoming day trading indicator. So for the trading view, we have programmed this TR indicator for the trading view, and I have given it to the 21 experienced day traders who were using it. Some of them have given me their feedback. Some of them have not, and if they are on the call, I would appreciate if they can give me their feedback. And they receive a list of early morning stocks around 7:45 a.m. and 8 a.m. And based on their trading ranges, we want to target high trading range stocks. And if the market is moving higher, you will see more green and rising stock. Like on this particular day, you saw Nvidia, NTNX, CELH, Salesforce, Microsoft, and some of them are lagging. So if you are interested in shorting, you can target shorting, or maybe the day trading is a very different subject, not easy to implement. So this, for example, was a Micron, and this was a few days ago. I don't remember exactly, around March 15, something like that. March 13, right here. So that's how this indicator works. So for example, this is the first stage GR indicator. At 3:30 in the morning, when most of us are sleeping, it gave us a signal right here. But the strong green zone starts right here. And when it breaks out, we are in a strong green zone, it creates a base and it will plot line here that it has created a small base, tight range. You are in a strong green zone, you are breaking out from a base, that's an entry signal. As long as you are above these lines and you are safe. You see, it was always when it coming back to this line, it was, and these are anticipated targets right here, this line above. This is where market opened, but Nvidia was strong. So even if you started right here, and we gave our list at around this point of time, not 3:30 in the morning, because by the morning situation can change. So there was another entry in Nvidia right here in this green zone when it break out from this tight range, this entry, and this is your stop loss. Now the system will not draw losses for you. You have to, because in the day trading, especially this is 5 minute chart, and you can plot it into 1 or 2 or 3 minute chart. These things will keep on changing every second, third, or 3 minutes. But if you plot main stop loss resistance or support lines for you, so as the day moves on, now not only this, my suggestion is that on your trading view, you should be monitoring what market is doing. So there is no way, because Nvidia is a market stock. It propels market and it follows markets. So if the markets are falling in this direction, Nvidia will also fall like that. And if the market are strong, probably Nvidia will. If you are in a stock like Nvidia. So you have to understand in which stock you are, what is its behavior. Is it linked with market? Like here we have some stock which are market, like Microsoft, Nvidia. And here some are which are totally independent of market. Which, for example, this may be NTNX, which or some biotech stock which has some news behind it. So it is totally independent of stock on that particular market on that particular day. But this day trading indicator will gives you levels to target, breakout from basis, and on this TR indicator will plot green and red zone for you. So for example, if you are in uh, shorting, then and you find something like this. Do I have a short example here? No. I can in real time plot on the trading view and give you an example of last working day. What was the last working day? Thursday. So we can give me a few seconds, log into my TradingView account, and I can give you a very latest example. This is March 13. That's how this indicator will work in other like Tesla. Tesla was a weak stock, right? So let's plot Tesla. Okay, 1 second, 1 second. Can you see this Tesla chart? All right. So this was Thursday. I hope you guys can see. Can you confirm? Hello, can you confirm? Can you see my screen on Tesla?
We can see it.
Thank you. So for example, this was Tesla, and this was the market was doing. Now I'm sorry about the two cramp chart, but I was just trying to show you a latest example of Tesla on the day trading because someone asked me about the short market. Okay, so Tesla started here. There was this. It was coming down, as you can see in the is that red indicator. So whenever it will pull back and touch this resistance zone, this is resistance, this is resistance, this is resistance. That will be a short entry. And then you will, and this is for your support zone, right? See? So when Tesla came here, right at that support, Tesla reversed. So if you make an entry, you have to be very patient in the day trading. You started, but you did not experience any, find any good entry unless Tesla found a resistance and it was going against the trend. And then you make a short entry and you exit here. That's how it's going to work. Instead of Tesla, maybe what was other SanDisk moving stock on that particular day? Yeah, SanDisk I think was a very good stock. Let's plot SanDisk. And this is 8:30 in the morning. This was the SanDisk, one up signal, second up signal, and this is the breakout. Green signal starts, breakout. This was your entry right here. Stop loss below this line right here. And then what is going to be your exit point? This is your resistance. This zone has been plotted, this line has been plotted. So if you just make an entry like say 657, make an exit at 700 or 704, that's a $43 move in one stock. So if you just imagine if you just trade 10 stocks of SanDisk, why would you go long? Why would you not go short here? The TI indicator is guiding you. This is first stage, this is second and third stage. This is strong. It is moving up. It's coming out of the base. What should be your stop loss, as I mentioned? Below this previous bar. Now, this is very dynamic, but it is to give you a general guidance that this is a support zone for this particular stock at that zone, at that time. And this is also dynamic over a period of a day because this is day trading. This could change. And once you are here, what should be your target level? Either this support resistance level or this resistance level or this zone. You see, it just reverse right here at this zone, exactly where you want it to be there. And that's enough for a day trader. The people who are active in day trading, they understand what I'm talking about. But you just do not see one stock in isolation. You also see what was happening in the overall market. This is market. This is Nasdaq future. And this is right here, S&P 500 future. So if the market is in the same position, it is going up right here, it's giving you a strong signal. This is market. You see? And your stock is in the same direction, then you will succeed. But if your market is in this direction, in the red direction, and your stock you're going trying to go long, it's not going to work. And the same day trading indicator is very successful on futures market as well. Market, for example, we opened the market. This is excuse me, Thursday, Nasdaq futures. This gives you first signal, second signal. This is green zone. Now you might want to. This was a support zone. That's why the support line was drawn here, right here, green. You might want to take some extra risk and take an entry here. Once it is green, you can wait. You can wait till it reaches a resistance point, which is the resistance line this here, and next resistance line is this here. And you see, it started struggling. It never made to the next resistance line. And you see the green zone disappear right here. So if you entered and make an entry here with a stop loss below this line, then you can simply quit and make an exit here at this point. And in Nasdaq future, this is 23,700, and this was 24,182. That's 17, or even if it's 150, that's 450 points. And people who do trade futures, you know how much is the 1 point in Nasdaq? In micro, $2. So 400 into 2 means this is $800 move. So this is where this, but you have to be very careful. You have to understand how the day trading works. Where are the support lines? Where are the resistance lines? Because anything can change anytime during the day trading. Any tweet by Mr. Trump, any world event, and the market can start faltering. Market can find a strong resistance and come down sharply. So you have to manage your risk. But this is high reward to risk trade. Your risk was, let's say, how many points? If you 700 here and you 670, maybe 25 points, and your reward was 400, that is more than 1:20 reward to risk ratio. And that is what you should look for. So this is just to give you an example. This day trading indicator is final stages of being developed. It has been developed, and all I'm doing is just making some training materials for it. Finally, it will be rolled out by the mid of this month. Any questions on this? On the day trading indicator?
Yeah,
Sabri
looks
bhai,
great.
Assalamu alaikum. I
All
have one
time.
question. So when the market start, do we have to like what is the point we can jump in the trade immediately? Do we have to wait for 5 minutes or 3 minutes? Like what time period we have to wait before we jump in for this day trading especially?
Let me
Because
ask you a
sometime
question.
by the
Let
time
me
we
ask,
jump in, it's
ask you.
already extended, right?
Say again?
By the time we take the trade, it's already extended.
No, hold on. Are you talking about a particular stock or market?
A particular stock, like let's suppose if the
I
same
give you two
months.
examples. I give you example of Micron, and I give you example of SanDisk.
Yes.
So which particular stock you're talking about?
Yeah.
Which particular stock you're talking about? This is SanDisk. Okay. You're saying that it is too late here, is what you're saying, right? I got it. Okay. One attempt failed. Second attempt, the market started at 30. It crossed VWAP. You have to plot volume. See the volume and see what market is doing. Then you have to take an entry above the VWAP right here. It's not too late for SanDisk. It's just the beginning of the day. And remember, I shared you this thing. The SanDisk, is it here? I gave you this list, how much trading range normally have. For example, this particular stock, Micron, has $27 average trading range every day. AMD has $13.24 every day. SanDisk has something around $40+ move or $50 move every day. Every day SanDisk move by $50. So you have to look for good solid stocks with a high trading range. That will give you this kind of move. But if you start going into the penny stocks, for example, or weak stocks, which do not have this kind of trading ranges, then day trading could end up in a disaster for you. Because by the time you will make an entry, it will be too late. Okay?
Okay, sir.
So for if not anything, then it's time to conclude. People who are not aware of the pricing, just to show it, it's on our website. Just basic weekly company stock picks. It is $9.99 a month. For the web-based system, if you go for the annual package, that's $275 one time. And then for 1 year, it will give you the weekly commentary, stock page, AI web power, and it will give you free access to our Excel-based system. Excel-based is not AI. It does not have AI features. It's not web-based. You need Microsoft Excel. And this, if you go for this 275 package, we will give you this totally free. Now, this day trading indicator is probably going to be, I have not set the price, with $20 a month, but for our web-based elite customer who subscribe to this $275 per year package, it will be 50% off right from the very beginning. So for example, if it is $20 a month, it will be $10 a month for them, because they have already spent a good amount of money on this. I don't want to just make it very expensive. In fact, maybe I mean, it's up to you guys. If you think that it's too high, let me know. I'm open to it. And mostly, I don't want to obviously make it feel pricier, but on the other hand, obviously, we spend a lot of time and resources on it. So we want to have a good win-win situation for everybody. Any more questions on website and the pricing? If you want to go and take a look at our website, analyzestocks.net. And many of us, you here are already my customer, I know that. So thank you very much for being here. Any more questions? I'm open to it. Otherwise, we will call it a day. It's already 1 hour and 20 minutes. No more question? All right. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. And hope to see you next time. Have a good weekend, whatever is left in the weekend. Thank you. Bye bye.